have no idea if our voices are going to come through in this video.
You have a lot of fucking notes.
I do have a lot of fucking notes.
Also, Nola!
We're in New Orleans. The weather is delightful here. This is why this will be the cheeriest video of the entire season.
Also the booziest.
Not necessarily the booziest. It's not a martini night.
No, but No, that might be more the tired, but I've had quite a lot. I've got the flush.
It's our 10-year anniversary weekend, so that's also a factor.
I've got the flush. Like the blotchy flush. Not look. See?
It's really not the face.
No, you're looking at the sunburn.
Right. It makes
No.
it hard to determine.
There's a boozy flush.
I will take your word for it.
Uh-huh.
You mentioned notes.
Much More was the name of the episode.
Okay. Delightful.
Much More. I was eating.
I wasn't judging.
I think you were.
I hold an object and I am judging her.
All the timelines should be united now. And yes.
Yeah. So, end of last episode, we're assuming the timeline is going to jump ahead to Geralt and Ciri being in the same timeline because now Geralt's caught up to where Ciri's at. We've already seen more or less what he's been up to. Well, no, kind of. But yeah, no. All three timelines are now in unison.
And Geralt is super stressed about Cirilla.
Sure.
He finds, you call him Gravedigger guy, but it's really a guy who is doing right.
Oh yeah.
He's not a gravedigger. That's not what he does. He's
Yeah.
not robbing the graves. He's
burying the dead.
trying to give honor. He is the living embodiment of the corporal work of mercy.
Honestly, yeah. We never found out what his actual occupation is. He was just a guy.
We find out more about him at the end of the episode, but.
And he said even by the time he started doing his work, the bodies were a week old.
Yeah.
But he was just trying to bury the dead.
For the honor of Sintra.
Yes.
Which, that's going to come up.
So yeah, that dude good.
But then Geralt saved him.
Yeah,
Because Geralt was all like,
don't do
well,
that.
basically doing the whole Jesus, leave the dead to bury their dead thing.
Kind of, yeah. But he also seemed to know that what he was doing was dangerous.
Yeah. And then zombies.
And then zombies. Which, thankfully, Geralt was there.
And saved him.
Saved him. Gravedigger dude, I honestly thought he was going to die. He didn't. Because Geralt was there to chop some heads off and saved him. And so, much like the Bard, they're now united. And they hang out.
They are.
And they're best
They're
friends.
like way more united than they even realize.
Oh, yeah. It's a thing. I have to save Doritos because they're Doritos. Yum.
So we had to watch this episode with subtitles
Yes.
because
There's some loud air conditioners out here. It's New Orleans, so everything is apparently super warm, which
it's super loud.
is delightful, but we're outside and there's some loudness. So
What they don't know is that we totally fine without the air conditioning. But, be that as it may, we had the subtitles on, and there was a point where it says, buzzing intensifies. Lol, me as I drink.
Right here. Buzzing intensifies.
Fuck! Yeah, he said the thing. Also, he got a zombie bite.
Yes, Geralt got bitten by a zombie. He implied that if... I'm going to keep calling him Gravedigger Guy. If he got bitten by a zombie, big bad news, he would probably die. Geralt ended up bitten by a zombie and delivered his catchphrase, fuck.
And Gravedigger Guy is
came through in the clutch.
taking him, and like it's beautiful, it's wonderful. Love that guy. He's gonna die.
He's our favorite, so he'll die. That's how we watch TV.
The chick that was nice to Ciri showed up to help. She knows more than she's let on. Witch, undercover witch, like the people McGonagall was talking to. I hope that made sense because I was hiccuping a lot.
The woman from the last episode who was...
It's not safe to be alone, and don't come with me. We don't have much, but we have shelter, we have food. But then when she finally was able to convince Ciri to come with her, even after Ciri stole her horse, who then got killed. The horse, not Ciri.
Right.
She was still...
R.I.P. horse.
Yeah. Like, come with me. But then there was this moment where you saw her face, and it was kind of a...
She almost made it look with her face like she had some part in Ciri's attackers being killed.
She had that face where you see when you want to trust someone, but you don't really, but then you see that moment of kind of, not quite to the camera, but
right,
that knowing look.
That knowing look that it's not to the camera, but no other character can see. And the woman kind of smirked.
She did. So I even now, after we saw the events of this episode, I don't entirely trust her.
Yeah, I entirely trust Gravedigger Guy. I love him. He is my grandpa.
Me, I said this. Yennefer, stop being a bitch. Why did I say that?
Who is Yennefer interacting with and she was being a bitch? Sometimes I write things down that I think I'll remember in context at the end of the episode, and I don't always.
So apparently I said stop being a bitch. The people now believe Nilfgaard will destroy the world.
Yeah, the Brotherhood is now actively fighting against Nilfgaard, despite the events of the last episode where they voted that they didn't give a shit.
No, that was most of the Brotherhood, but then there was a
contingent that was like,
we're gonna fight. And that was McGonagall's contingent.
Yeah, that contingent, McGonagall's contingent, we can call them, is convinced that Nilfgaard is going to try to conquer the world, basically.
And then there was a scene where Yennefer was talking to a woman. And the woman said, to call me sucklings, the bastards. And that could be taken two ways. It could be taken, took my children, the bastards who took her children, or they took my sucklings, the bastards that I took in.
Right.
So, we think that Yennefer had a reconnection with the woman who essentially was her mother. Took her in, raised her, and she was stringing bows leading into the battle.
Yeah.
And then who we think was her mother said something to the effect of, "You can do magic, I'm so jealous," or like basically implying that she was jealous that she could do magic.
Oh, yeah.
And then Yennefer said, "It's magic. It's not real," said the Baron Mage to the mother.
Yeah. I thought that was a really interesting moment. This woman who was a mother who may or may not have been the mother that raised Yennefer.
I mean, it could go either way. Like, this woman reminded her of her mother, or
Right.
it was her mother.
Yeah, it's not important in the context of the point, which is she's talking to a mother, and
Or a mother who took in
yeah, which
those who were not her own, which
actually
God bless her, she's a saint.
which is interesting because Yennefer could do that. She could adopt, but her desire to raise a child maybe isn't charitable. Maybe it's a thing of power, of choice, of no. I don't want to raise a child. I want what I want. I want to be able to have a child, a blood child.
I want to be able to take harmful birth control and decide when I want a child. But if it doesn't happen because I took said precautions to prevent a child when I wanted a child, now I can't have a child, so now I'm going to do something that's going to create multiple children and kill them.
Right.
Not relevant to our conversation, but it pisses me off all the same.
To be fair, I do have sympathy for those people because I believe they've been lied to.
Yes.
Anyway.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I had an interaction with somebody on Reddit to that effect.
Right. What are we gonna say 20 years from now was the most harmful
Right.
thing that doctors said was okay for us?
Yeah, 50 years.
What is the equivalent to the cigarette?
To the cigarette thing. And I said, well, chemical birth control. And somebody said,
pretty much all birth control. Chemical,
I mean,
IUDs.
condoms probably won't have a long-term effect.
No, anything that a woman does.
Anything that a woman does. I said chemical birth control. And
But
somebody,
also the IUDs that,
Oh, for
perforate
sure.
your uterus.
freaking kill you. I said chemical birth control, and somebody said, yeah, I was looking for this. I took those for many years and decided I was ready to have children. And the doctor said, well, you're on these chemicals for so long, you're pretty much barren now. And that's not a side effect I was ever warned about. And now I can't have kids, and it's devastating to her. I have no ill will towards that person. I am against birth control, but I believe most of the people that use it have been lied to.
We need it. We need it because
It's the only way
also-
for women to be equal.
Well, and also It's needed for health reasons because of really bad periods.
Right. Yes.
No period is so bad that it's worth risking your desire to have children.
Not only that,
It's a band-aid.
it's a band-aid, and if they wanted to invent a medicine that addressed that without having prophylactic effects, they could do that.
Absolutely.
But they don't.
But we're against science.
We're against science.
As Catholics, we are against science.
We hate science so much.
Yeah.
It's just so irritating to us. We just... Grrr. Anyway, we're way off topic.
Yes.
So yeah, it was
So,
an
yeah.
interesting line to me that the woman who gave up her placenta for power was talking to
Uterus.
uterus. I'm sorry, no,
Placenta is
Right, it's not
like you're already pregnant.
right. She gave
Pregnant.
up her uterus. Pregnant. She gave up her uterus to have power, and is talking to this woman, this mother, about power. It was a really interesting interaction in line, and I liked it a lot, honestly.
They're so often disappointing. Bitch, Joel didn't disappoint you.
Yeah, Jennifer had a line about, I think it was about witchers, because she was talking to somebody who hired a witcher.
Yeah. They're like, oh, hopefully the Witcher will come or something, and they're so often disappointing.
It was a woman who had hired Gerald, right? Gerald. And she was like, I brought in a witcher, Geralt of Rivia. And Yennefer was like, they're so often disappointing. Which, it's like, I get it, but at the same time, bitch, that man did not disappoint you.
Nope.
Satisfaction guaranteed.
Here from Feather Helmet. I don't even know what I was going to say there.
Fahir. Sure.
Something. And Fringilla is getting crazy power hungry.
Yeah.
Then you questioned whether the woman who took Ciri in is with the Brotherhood or the Nilfgaard. I don't really know that she was with either one.
No? Okay.
Knowing what I know now. At the time, it seemed like she was trying to not knowing what we know now, it seemed like she was trying to talk Surla down. It's okay. No, you don't have anything to worry about. It's all good. Whatever.
Sure.
It seemed a little suspect.
Yeah.
Knowing what we know now, I think it was innocent.
That's fair.
Don't you hate it when a shooting star falls on you while you're sleeping? Not sure what that's about.
So that was what Yennefer was sleeping and dreaming sweet dreams about Geralt, probably. That's me assuming. And she woke up and saw a shooting star coming to land on her face. And she woke up and went, "Oh."
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't a shooting star, it was actually
An attack.
a fireball fired from a trebuchet.
Which killed the witch who was doing it.
Right. And I don't even know.
For the greater good.
For the greater good. Yeah, I don't know if it costs an entire mage per fireball, or if that one was just exhausted, but
And she didn't care.
yeah,
Fringilla didn't care.
she was fully bought into the cause.
I'm not gonna say that Fringilla is beyond saving at this point, but right now I'm like, fuck you, girl.
Yeah, she's
You
really
are power
far
hungry.
off.
You are a dick. Just no.
And I'm waiting for her to just kill off the guy that she's supposed to be the mage to. You know what I mean?
Here,
Yeah.
Featherhead.
Featherhead. I'm waiting for her to kill him.
I mean, she's already expressed frustration.
Yeah, because it seems like with the Brotherhood, you get assigned to someone of royalty or power, and you basically do what they say. She is way far beyond that.
Yeah, the whole there's no dark or light magic. Like that's your typical villain speech. Also, I don't think here is like evil. I think that he's severely misguided.
Yeah, I'm kind of waiting for a redemption story on that as well. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
with you on
I
that.
haven't quite seen it yet. I saw a little glimpse of it, but I haven't quite seen the redemption arc yet. But I believe that we're gonna see that.
I'm hoping it ends with his arrow in her chest.
Right? Because fuck Fringilla.
Fuck Fringilla. I mean, I wouldn't mind a redemption story for her, but I just don't see it happening.
Yeah. Then he said takes the entire power of a mage to fire a trebuchet fireball. Is that really worth it? Yeah.
Yeah, we basically just talked about that.
Vilgefortz is the militant mage's name. Oh yeah, the
The sword fighting.
the one that we thought
Brotherhood guy.
died because like his head hit several things.
I never
In
thought he
a
was
very,
dead there.
I know, but his head hit several things in a very icky.
Squelchy way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so sword fighting mage guy, the one who last episode was derided for basically, you always wear your armor. Like,
Fuck you,
dude, like, he has more experience than you. Fuck off.
You're just jealous.
So now
And
we
that's
have
what it comes down to. Is jealousy.
probably, yeah. And
He's gonna have more power than me. Power grab, sort of whatever.
so now we have a name for him, and their fight scene was honestly pretty cool.
Yeah. I've lived enough. It's a pretty badass line.
I can't remember who said it.
Wasn't it Gerald? The Witcher?
I didn't think it was.
No, it was Yennefer.
Was it Yennefer?
It was
Okay.
Yennefer that she was talking to McGonagall. I've lived enough. I'm ready to die on this hill.
Yeah, I just like that.
And then
I've
reserve
lived
your
enough.
chaos. McGonagall knows she eats yen.
Yeah. So
Oh man, and yeah. Ooh.
during the battle,
Reserve your chaos.
yeah, Yennefer.
Because you need to unleash it.
Yeah, Yennefer was doing some like small battle fighting.
Well, she wasn't even fighting. She was just telling other people what was going on.
Oh, I
that
thought
they
she was using some powers though.
maybe, but no. I mean, she kept saying, "Can anyone hear me? They're coming here. They're coming there."
Or maybe that was just using her mage vision. But
Yeah.
McGonagall was basically like, nah, save it all. You're gonna need this. We need you. Don't right now. You save it up. We'll use it when we need it.
Gravedigger is just the beat person.
Best.
Best, yeah.
Yes, Gravedigger is a terrific person. We love him now.
So Gerald's vision. Yeah. I can't remember much of it. You think that she was raised by the woman who is currently caring for Siri? You said raised by the woman caring for Siri?
Yeah, so Gerald was having a vision of a young boy. I assume it was him.
Yeah.
And he had, I don't know, he was interacting with this woman that I think he called Ma. We didn't get a good look at her.
Was it his mom? Because I know there was a scene where he was in the wagon and it was interspersing with him being in the wagon with the gravedigger guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he was in pain, but it was juxtaposed with him being in a wagon with who I think was his mother. But she left him. And something about the eyes.
Yeah.
But then there was a golden dragon there. What the fuck was that about?
I have no idea. I mean, maybe that was just a funny dream sequence thing, but...
Triss, Marigold, whatever the fuck, chanting in Elder. Yeah, Triss was trying to... stop people from infiltrating. Do we really know what happened to her? Do we know that she died or...
Marigold?
Yeah.
She put up the wall of vines.
Yeah.
She got
Because
stabbed.
her specialty is plants.
Sure. And she got stabbed with like a torch or something.
But is she dead? I can't remember.
Last we saw, she was like staggering, but she was okay.
Nosebleed when using magic was up 11.
Yeah, we saw a couple instances of this. We saw McGonagall and we saw Militant Mage, who I don't yet have a name for. I think I wrote it in there somewhere.
There was Sabrina, but she
Sabrina's
got
dead.
ear.
Yeah. Oh, she got ear. Yeah.
Yeah, because there was that
Earwigged.
scene. Yeah.
But no.
That nod is like, oh, that's Invasion of the Body Snatchers right there.
Yeah. That was the box of chromed out worm things. But we saw... What was it? Oh, damn it. I lost my thought.
Triss, Marigold, whatever the fuck.
Oh, the nosebleed thing. We saw both McGonagall and the Militant Mage with severe nosebleeds after doing a lot of magic. So I thought about 11 from Stranger Things. It drains you, basically.
Yeah.
It starts to have an effect on you. When you use too much magic, you can't draw on another living being.
Lillifords versus Featherhead. Oh shit! Size deeply translates to "you stupid fuck."
Yeah, it was just a really cool fight scene.
Yeah.
What translates as "you stupid fuck"?
Size deeply translates to "you stupid fuck."
Yeah, I wish I'd written more context. I can't remember exactly what was going on.
Did McGonagall just get lit the fuck up? But no, it was going around her.
Well, no, I'm not talking about the fire. They were looking at people who were shot with arrows, and we saw a vision of somebody dead on the ground. Or
Right, but that wasn't her.
It
but
wasn't
I
actually
can't even call to mind who that was.
Okay.
But it was somebody
Significant.
Yennefer found important.
Yeah. And that person was very dead. It wasn't Sabrina, was it?
I don't know. Vision Murph, Frangella bewitched McGonagall somehow. So yeah, there was that whole scene. The magic Witcher liquors makes.
What?
The magic Witcher liquors makes. The strong and heals woods. That makes no sense to me.
Oh, the liquid that Witcher carries with him that he drinks when he's getting ready to fight and turns his eyes black or whatever. After he got bit by a zombie, he pulled it out. He drank most of a vial of that liquid and then he poured some on his zombie wound and it healed. Seriously, what the hell is that liquid? Magic Witcher, Phoenix tears or something. I don't know. I want more information on this liquid.
Geralt calls his mom
Last drink. Last smoke.
Vicina. So yeah, we had a flashback to him as a child, and he gets left behind, but he's in this delirious state, and a woman comes to him in this vision, and you kind of figure, okay, that's his mom, but he calls her Vicina.
Yeah.
It was a whole, you left me, what the fuck do you have anything to do with this? Also, you left me, fuck you, I don't believe anything you say.
Right. But what I pulled from that was just a little bit of info into his backstory.
Oh,
because,
yeah.
Witchers, mutants, and it seems like they're created based on what people have said in previous episodes, like Witchers are basically created for this thing. But
he's like, you left me to train with someone?
Or something like that, yeah. It implied that he was put into some kind of a program or whatever.
Yeah, X-Men, sort of Umbrella Academy, sort of.
Right.
More so Umbrella Academy.
And we've got, in the last few episodes, we got the impression that being a Witcher doesn't necessarily make you what Geralt is.
He did have a line to Yennefer. It was something to the effect of, not in these exact words, but it basically implied that even as a Witcher, he himself cannot conceive any children.
Yes. He's like a mule.
I'm sorry?
He's like a mule. Mules are a crossbreed between a horse and a donkey, stronger than a horse, and more controllable than a donkey, but cannot. They're sterile, inherently sterile. Now they're a crossbreed; they're not a mutant, and Witchers have been very specifically stated to be mutants.
But are they crossbreeds?
They could be.
It seemed like he had a sister in one of those flashbacks.
seemed like, but that could be a half sister or something like that.
But how do you make a Witcher?
That's what we don't know, and that's
Because a half sister. I mean, that means that he was conceived by someone, by two someones.
Yeah.
He couldn't be the son of a Witcher because
They can't procreate. So how does it work? We still don't know. We've been asking that since episode 1, I think.
But so yeah, he calls his mom Vicinia. Woman hands bottles of crystals to kids.
Yeah.
Those blue.
The blue bottles, we called them Blue Sky because of Breaking Bad. But they, I don't know, they passed out these bottles and then I don't know that anything came of it.
Triss stabbed with a torch. Oh yeah.
Triss slash Marigold.
Yep.
After making the vine wall, she got stabbed.
We
with,
talked about that.
Yeah, we covered it more or less.
Yennefer is attacking the Brotherhood, and Yennefer just got ducking stabbed.
I probably tried to write fucking. I don't think I wrote that.
It says ducking, and that's where I'm going with. But yet, did the superhero landing, so she's okay. Oh, the Sabrina that betrayed her wasn't really betrayed. She had earwig mind control. Yeah, covered that.
Yeah.
Miracle, no. Was that a mercy killing, Vilgefortz, or a betrayal? McGonagall is alive. Or just pulse 4 times slower than a normal man's. Got some zombie vibes there.
Yeah, expounding on that for a second. They basically said he survived Geralt and his zombie bite because he has a slow pulse, right? That's how that came out.
Think so?
I'm sure that probably has a factor in some of his other characteristics, like his lack of emotions and whatnot.
3 out of 10 boys survived the trial. Was that Geralt's mother, Vicenna?
Yeah, there was something about witchers have to go through a trial.
When he was in his delirium and he was having a vision of his mother, and he's like, "You basically sacrificed me." Only 3 out of 10 survived the trials. Basically, it was how could you have known that I would survive the trials? What was your motivation? Did you actually believe I would, or
Right.
were you just
Pawning me off.
pawning me off and trying to get the buck for it?
Yeah. And again, brings up the question, what makes a witcher a witcher? You know, there are trials involved now, so you have to be a mutant but also pass these trials, like,
Yeah, I don't know.
or are we differentiating between Witcher the species and Witcher the calling?
Or the culture.
Or the culture, or whatever it is. Like, there's very little exposition on that, probably because he's one of the last ones, apparently. I'd like more information.
Samesies. Just give me an ale and consider your debt paid. Amen, brother. So yeah, that was the... That's the gravedigger was like, how can I ever repay you I invoke law of surprise, and Butcher's like, nope,
Don't want that.
just give me a nail and we're good.
Yeah.
But
But
McGonagall saved those continent speech.
oh yeah. I don't know. They were implying that Nilfgaard was in danger of conquering the entire continent and also the world.
Right. And then
I was just like, that's pretty bold, but okay.
let your chaos explode. He says explode. I assume you mean explode. Is Yen walking with a hunch? Yeah, like, and she walked into, like, in that let your chaos explode, and then she kind of walked in and it seemed like she was kind of hunched, like she used to be, which was cool.
Yeah. Nice callback, if intentional.
Ian trying to save coasters, McGonagall, circle of fire. Yeah. A headstrong boy, his father to match. Bitch, who are you? Oh, that was the woman that took in Siri.
Right, yeah.
And she was talking about her husband, who was headstrong.
And they have a son who
Yes.
is interacting with Siri.
Yeah. And it was that whole, you do your chores. The search for Yennefer. Siri heard Geralt shouts. Oh damn, was Leah right about them connecting at the end of the season? The grave digger and the suspicious woman are together. Yeah, they're husband and wife.
Yeah. So
So the grave digger is the wife, or is the husband of the woman who took in Siri. Same gravedigger guy that invoked the law of surprise.
invoked the law of surprise. Said, what can I do to repay you? I invoked the law of surprise. And now suddenly
And Geralt's like, nope, you had enough of that. But you were the daughter that we never had. Can you be that daughter for us?
yeah. So now Gravedigger is indebted, law of surprise, to Geralt.
Even though he didn't actually
He didn't accept it, but I don't know if that
I
matters.
don't think that matters.
Probably not.
If anyone says, you saved me, I invoked the law of surprise, it seems like you're just boned.
And so his wife has become the de facto adoptive mother of Siri,
Who then ran away
who then ran away because that's her move.
into the woods.
So it seems like the law of surprise has again unified Geralt with Siri.
Yeah, and that's your next thing. Gravedigger invoked law of surprise, but his wife wants to adopt Siri, and holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then, Geralt and Cirilla united at last. That
The
hug.
last scene.
That hug.
Oh man.
But then,
Felt that.
who's Yennefer?
Yeah, that was her first line to Geralt. Who's Yennefer? Why did she ask that?
Well, she's got powers herself.
Sure.
She doesn't understand them. She doesn't know them, but they're there. Yennefer's not dead.
No, definitely not. I just can't remember what interactions Siri and Yennefer really had.
They didn't. They, to our knowledge, they have not interacted at all.
They've come close. They've affected each other's lives, but not interacted one-on-one.
Right.
Okay. So I don't know why she asked that question. I don't know.
Because she is tied to Geralt, and Geralt, leading up to that, was concerned about Yennefer. Thought she,
So there's probably a mind connection.
because you saw him saying, Yennefer juxtaposed with McGonagall yelling for Yennefer.
Yeah.
So that was like the last.
And Siri, because she's very savvy now, just basically sensed this name, I guess, and was like, who's that? Why does it matter? Who dat? What's going on? So,
Yep.
okay, she was just being cautious. Good for her.
That's all I got.
That's all I got. I'm super tired.
Same Z's.
So, okay.